Did you know that one simple thing many people do in the bathroom every day can raise the risk of falls by more than 30% after age 70? It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? After all, the bathroom is supposed to be a safe and private place, part of a routine you've done for decades without a second thought. But new research is showing that what happens in that small room can have a big impact on your balance, your heart, even your overall health. And today we're going to talk about 7 surprising things you should never do in the bathroom after age 70, because changing just a few habits can help you stay stronger, steadier, and healthier for years to come. You might be wondering why focus on the bathroom, because statistically, that's where more than half of all home injuries among older adults happen. Researchers from the CDC reported that slips, sudden changes in blood pressure, and even temperature shocks can turn a quick shower or a nightly visit into a serious event. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to empower you. If you've ever stood up too quickly and felt lightheaded or noticed your knees aching after a long soak, you're not alone. And there are practical, science-backed steps you can take starting today. And stay with me, because in a little while I'll share a surprising tip that not only protects your joints but also supports your memory, something you wouldn't normally associate with bathroom habits. Let's start with something as simple as standing up too fast. You might finish on the toilet or bend down to pick up something and pop back up quickly, thinking nothing of it. But as we age, our blood pressure regulation changes. A large study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that orthostatic hypotension, this sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand, is far more common in people over 70. That quick head rush you feel is actually your brain receiving less oxygen for a few seconds. Over time, repeated episodes can contribute to falls, and even minor falls can lead to hip fractures or long recovery times. So the next time you rise, pause for a few seconds, plant your feet firmly, and let your body catch up. It's such a small change, but it can make a world of difference. Now think about the temperature in your bathroom. Many people love steaming hot showers, and they can feel amazing on stiff muscles. But here's the thing: as you get older, your skin's ability to sense heat accurately diminishes, and your blood vessels respond differently. A hot shower can cause your blood vessels to widen quickly, dropping your blood pressure and leaving you dizzy or weak. Cardiologists from the Mayo Clinic have seen this time and again. Someone enjoys a long hot shower, steps out feeling woozy, and suddenly they're at risk for a fall. A safer approach is to keep the water warm but not scalding, and to have a secure bath mat or grab bar within easy reach. You'll still feel relaxed, but you'll protect your circulation and balance at the same time. While we're talking about showers, let's touch on something most people never think twice about: standing for too long on a slippery surface. Wet tile and soap residue are a dangerous mix. Physical therapists who work with seniors often share stories of clients who thought their balance was fine until one unexpected slip changed everything. One gentleman I spoke with, let's call him Harold, was 74 and very active. He enjoyed his morning shower, but didn't realize that standing still for too long on slick flooring was straining his knees and putting him at risk. After he installed a simple shower chair and non-slip strips, not only did he feel safer, but his knee pain improved because he wasn't locking his joints for those extra minutes. It's a simple adaptation, but it gives you peace of mind and preserves your strength. And then there's something many people find surprising: the effect of lingering in the bathroom when you're straining. Straining can put enormous pressure on blood vessels in the brain and heart, and doctors have known for decades that this can lead to fainting spells or even trigger irregular heart rhythms in some people. A 2021 review in the journal Age and Aging highlighted that chronic straining is linked to a higher incidence of fainting-related falls among older adults. The fix: hydration and fiber. When you drink enough water and add more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains to your meals, you make things easier for your body. I've had viewers tell me they started adding a small handful of prunes to their breakfast and felt a huge difference in just a week. As we move through these tips together, I want you to think not just about avoiding danger, but about building a life with more freedom and energy. It's not about fear, it's about staying in control. Every habit you adjust in the bathroom can ripple out into the rest of your day. When you feel steadier and less fatigued, you're more likely to enjoy your walks, meet friends, and keep doing the activities that make you feel alive. So here's something I'd love for you to do after you watch this. Pay attention tomorrow morning. Notice how you stand, how hot your shower is, how long you linger, and write down one change you're ready to try. Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story and what difference it makes for you. And don't forget, there's an even more surprising tip coming up that involves your memory and your joints. So stay with me. Now that you've started thinking about those everyday actions a little differently, let's keep going, because there are other habits in the bathroom that seem completely harmless but can quietly chip away at your strength and well-being over time. One of the most overlooked is how we twist and reach in tight spaces. Maybe you've done this 100 times, leaning over the sink to grab something from a low cabinet, or stretching awkwardly to a high shelf for a towel. The joints in our spine and shoulders aren't as forgiving as they used to be, and a quick twist can set off days of pain. A physical medicine specialist I spoke with explained that after age 70, the discs in our spine lose some of their cushioning, which means even small strains can pinch nerves or pull muscles. I remember a woman named June who told me how she bent awkwardly to pick up a dropped bottle and felt a sharp twinge in her back. She thought it would pass, but it left her stiff for weeks. Simply keeping items within easy reach or using a grabber tool can spare you that trouble and keep your movement smooth and safe. Another thing that deserves attention is how long you spend sitting in one position. For many people, the bathroom becomes a place where they linger, maybe reading on a phone, resting, or even just taking a break. But sitting too long on a hard surface restricts blood flow to the legs. A research team at Johns Hopkins found that older adults who spend more than 20 minutes sitting in certain positions have a significantly higher risk of developing numbness or even deep vein problems, especially if they already have circulation issues. Think about how that feels when you stand and your legs don't respond the way they should. That's when falls happen. If you've gotten into the habit of sitting for long periods, try setting a small timer or giving yourself a mental note, finish up and move around. It's such a gentle shift, but it can keep your circulation healthy and your legs strong. Let's also talk about rushing, because it's something so many of us do without thinking. Maybe you've been there, someone rings the doorbell, or you suddenly remember you left the kettle on, and you hurry through your bathroom routine. Moving too quickly in a slippery, confined space is one of the top contributors to accidents after age 70. The National Institute on Aging has pointed out that reaction times naturally slow as we age, so a quick slip is harder to recover from. One viewer once shared with me how they slipped while rushing to grab a towel, and though they weren't badly hurt, the scare made them anxious for months afterward. A simple mindset change helps here. Tell yourself, there's no need to rush in that space. Keep towels and essentials close by and give yourself time. That small pause can be the difference between a calm morning and a preventable injury. And here's where it gets really interesting. Your bathroom habits can also affect your cognitive health in ways you might not expect. Researchers studying older adults in Japan found that practicing certain balance activities in daily routines, even something as simple as standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, improved memory and spatial awareness over a year-long period. Balance exercises stimulate the vestibular system and in turn parts of the brain tied to memory. But here's the catch: doing those exercises in a slippery bathroom without support can be dangerous. Instead, try them in a safer space first, or stand near a counter where you can hold on if needed. Imagine combining a daily hygiene routine with a brain-boosting habit. It's like giving yourself a double gift every morning. Speaking of daily habits, hydration plays a surprising role in how steady you feel in the bathroom. Many people over 70 cut back on fluids to avoid frequent trips, but that can backfire. Mild dehydration makes your blood thicker, your heart work harder, and your balance less reliable. A study from the University of Connecticut showed that even a 1% drop in hydration levels led to slower reaction times and poorer balance in older adults. So if you've been holding back on drinking water, consider sipping more throughout the day. It may mean an extra trip or two, but those trips can be safe ones when your body is functioning at its best. All of this might feel like a lot to take in, but the truth is, these small adjustments stack up in powerful ways. Each habit you change becomes part of a bigger picture, one where you're moving confidently, thinking clearly, and staying independent longer. It's about respecting the changes in your body without letting them limit your life. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these challenges yourself, like dizziness or stiffness? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story could inspire someone else who's going through the same thing. And stay with me, because in the next part, we're going to dive into an everyday bathroom product that many people use without realizing it can actually increase joint pain and make balance issues worse, and I'll tell you exactly how to handle it in a safer way. Now that we've talked about movement balance and even hydration, let's turn our attention to something you probably use every single day without thinking twice the products you keep in your bathroom. There's one in particular that surprised many people when researchers started looking closely at its effects: standard bar soap and certain shampoos that strip away natural oils. You might be wondering, how could soap have anything to do with balance or joint pain? The connection is subtle but important. As we age, the skin on our feet becomes thinner and drier, and the tiny receptors in the soles that send balance signals to the brain don't work as well on overly dry or irritated skin. A dermatology team in a study published by the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found that seniors with healthier, moisturized skin on their feet scored significantly better on balance tests than those with drier skin. So when you're using harsh cleansers that leave your skin squeaky but parched, you're actually making it harder for your feet to talk to your brain about where you are in space. One gentleman I heard from, Thomas, had chronic dry feet and would often feel unsteady after a shower. His doctor recommended switching to a gentle pH-balanced wash and applying a simple moisturizer afterward. Within weeks, he said not only did his feet feel more comfortable, but he also noticed less hesitation when stepping out of the shower. That's the kind of small change that can ripple through your whole day. So take a moment to look at what you're using. If the label says antibacterial or extra strength, it might be time to swap it for something gentler that keeps your skin healthy and helps those nerve endings do their job. And while we're looking around the bathroom, think about the rugs, mats, and towels underfoot. Many homes have plush throw rugs that seem cozy, but they can bunch up or slide unexpectedly. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has reported that loose rugs are a leading cause of tripping injuries in older adults, particularly in bathrooms, where floors are often smooth tile. You may not notice a small shift underfoot until it's too late. Instead, a secure non-slip mat or adhesive strips can give you that steady foundation. One viewer told me they replaced a decorative rug with a rubber-backed mat and felt an instant sense of confidence stepping out of the shower, knowing it wouldn't slip away. Lighting is another element that often gets overlooked. Many bathrooms are lit by a single overhead bulb, which can cast shadows and make depth harder to judge, especially if your vision isn't as sharp as it used to be. Ophthalmologists from the American Academy of Ophthalmology have pointed out that older eyes need 2 to 3 times more light to see detail clearly compared to younger eyes. Installing a brighter, evenly distributed light or adding a nightlight for those early morning visits can drastically reduce missteps. Imagine walking into a space where everything is clear and easy to see. Suddenly, every movement feels safer and calmer. And then there's something as simple as how you store your medications or personal care products. Many people keep these items in the bathroom out of habit, but the constant humidity from showers and baths can degrade certain medications over time. Pharmacists often advise storing them in a cool, dry place like a bedroom drawer. Medications that lose potency can lead to health issues that indirectly affect your balance, your heart rate, or your energy levels. I once heard from a woman who discovered her blood pressure pills had been losing strength in the humid environment. Once she stored them properly, her dizziness improved within days. As you think about these details, remember that every small change is an act of self-care and independence. You're not just avoiding danger, you're actively creating an environment that supports your body's needs right now. And if any of these tips resonate with you, try them out and let me know how it goes. Leave a comment sharing your experience, or even a quick story about a change you made and how it's helping. These conversations help others feel less alone in making adjustments and remind all of us that it's never too late to take steps toward feeling stronger and more secure. In the final part, we're going to bring all of this together and talk about one powerful mindset shift that can turn these practical tips into lasting habits, along with a heartfelt invitation to keep this community growing and learning together. Stay with me, because this next part could be the key to turning these insights into real everyday improvements you'll feel for years to come. When you start to look at your bathroom not just as a room, but as part of your daily health routine, something powerful begins to happen. You realize that these changes aren't about giving things up. They're about gaining something far more valuable: your steadiness, your clarity, your confidence in every step you take. And that's where a simple but transformative mindset shift comes in. Instead of thinking of these adjustments as restrictions or reminders of aging, Think of them as tools that let you keep doing the things you love. Every non-slip mat, every gentler soap, every pause before you stand up is a small investment in more walks in the park, more dinners with family, more mornings where you feel ready to take on the day. A gerontologist I once interviewed put it beautifully. Aging isn't about losing control, it's about learning new ways to stay in control. That line stayed with me because it reframes every habit. When you choose to sit a little less time on that hard seat, when you store your medicines somewhere safe and dry, when you brighten the light so your steps are clear, you're actively telling your body and your mind that you're not done yet. You're adapting, you're growing wiser, you're protecting your future. It's not just theory. Countless seniors who've made these shifts report feeling more energy, fewer dizzy spells, and a surprising sense of peace, knowing their home supports their health rather than threatens it. And remember, you don't have to change everything overnight. Even one adjustment can make a difference. Maybe tomorrow morning you decide to test the water temperature with your hand before stepping in, or you move that frequently used lotion from a low drawer to the counter so you're not bending awkwardly. These small wins build on each other, and before you know it, you're not only preventing falls, but actively improving the way you feel in your own space. I want you to take a moment right now and think about one thing we've talked about that you can start today. Picture yourself doing it and how that will feel, maybe more secure stepping out of the shower or more comfortable standing at the sink. Hold on to that image and let it guide you. And if you've already been making some of these changes, share your experience in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to feel encouraged and take that first step. If this conversation has been helpful, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the next video where we'll dive into more ways to stay healthy and strong well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And if you know a friend or loved one who might benefit from these tips, feel free to share this with them. You never know whose life you might brighten by passing along a bit of wisdom. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, every day is a chance to build a safer, stronger, happier you. I'll see you in the next video.